Sir, how you doing? My name is Matt Fash from the United States Navy Memorial. How you doing?
Pretty good, thank you.
If I could please have your name and rank.
Ernest Frank, aviation boatswain's mate, 3rd class.
Fantastic. And sir, if you could just start us off from the beginning, when you first got involved with the Navy, and then bring us through when you were discharged.
Well, I started pretty rough. I was drafted, and I wanted to get in the Marines. Well, they said, no, you can't get in the Marines. So I said, well, what can I get in? Well, you'll find out at the next place you go. So I did, and I got there. They said, you're in the Navy. I said, oh, I don't want the Navy. But you know, to this day, it was one of my best decisions, and their best decision, I think, because I was very happy in the Navy. And in the future here now, you're going to hear a few things why I was so happy about it. Yes.
Great. Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about boot camp.
Boot camp was in New York, up in New York, Sampson, New York.
Okay.
And I went up there, went through boot camp. When we were done, they sent us home for a furlough, a few days, and then we went back. And the sad part of that, they loaded us on a train. I had to go back up after my furlough to Sampson. They loaded us all on a train and took us south. And we lived on that train. It was a sleeper on that train for probably a week.
Wow.
And they never told us what was going on or nothing. But when we did find out, we were down in Norfolk. And it happened to be the Norfolk Naval Yard, I believe,
Yeah.
where the Navy's in. And we still didn't know what we were doing, but we laid there for a couple days. And then all of a sudden, I suppose it was 3 or 4 days, they took us off, and it was in Norfolk. We went in and we got barracks. And we still didn't know what we were in, but we went in the Navy, I guess. And first thing we knew, we were going to go aboard ship. Aboard ship, yeah. So we waited a day or so, and then they took us all out here. There was a whole train full of us. They picked up the whole way down from New York, different stations, and loaded them on. And we had good meals, good food, nice berth in the sleeper and everything. It was no second class thing, it was a good thing. And then we found out we were going to get a barracks. So then they finally told us we're in Norfolk. We're going to be going aboard the USS Hornet, which was going to be commissioned. And well, boy, then everybody sparked up, felt a lot better, and we thought this must be it. Well, I still wasn't sold in the Navy, but it didn't take me long to get sold on the Navy. After I was in there a while and found out how nice it was to be on an aircraft carrier. And we went to the dedication of the ship, and when she was commissioned and everything. So I had all that. And it was very nice. My life aboard ship was very good. We had very nice captains and admirals, even the admirals up through. We were a flagship, and they were very nice. In fact, I worked in, when I first got on the ship, I was in radar.
Okay.
And it wasn't my kind of tea. I didn't like that, sitting in a little place and having a board or something up front of you and put a mark on it where an airplane was, and then report to the admiral. And I didn't like that, so I put in for a transfer. And I got it to V1 division, which is on the flight deck. I wanted to be out in the weather and do things. And I got it, and then I went out there, was very happy, and I got on the basketball team. We had a basketball team, and I got on that, made the first team, and it was quite a rivalry for the, what do I want to say, we lower class and the officers. The
Right,
officers,
right.
you know, they, you know, big education and all this and that. Well, we used to go at it. And I still, to this day, have a basketball
Oh, wow.
that we beat the officers.
You got him.
And I have the Admiral's, it was our flagship there. I have the Admiral's name on it, the captain name, and all we basketball players. And I'm very proud of it. It still has a little bit of air in it after this many years. So it was a great thing to me. So, and I was very proud, and I always thought, I think this would be a great thing if somehow that all the young people graduating from high school would go into the service and learn to appreciate their mother and dad. I think it's a great thing. I know I did, and I had a wonderful mother and dad. And I'd like to see that today if it could be done.
Right.
Other than that, the only other experience I had while I was aboard the ship, I got on the Hornet. There's a ship I'm talking about, the USS Hornet CV-12. Very good ship. And one of my duties when I got transferred into B-1 division, I don't know who come up and told me or something on the flight deck, whether it was Commander Grill, what was his name? Right now I can't remember. That was a long time ago. And his assistant, I was very good friends with them. And his assistant was the athletic officer. And that's who managed our basketball team. But anyhow, one of them come up to me and they said, "Now, Ernie, we're having a little trouble with these airplanes that are coming in, and as soon as they grab that hook, the torpedo, I don't know what they call it now, under the bombs under the airplane on the wings are coming off. They aren't discharging when we're out at sea."
Wow.
And they said, "I want you to go up there, and when they do this, and they fall off, you go up, pick them up, take them over to the side of the ship, throw them off." Well, I went up and I did that. A young kid out of school, 18 now. He didn't think much about that. And you're young, you're strong. And I did that for a long time.
Wow.
So one day, the man came aboard, and they called for me to go to the office there. And they introduced me to him, and then he got me aside and told me he was sent there from the company he works for. I don't know today what it was. And he said, "I'm here to find out why these rockets won't come off these airplanes." And I said, "Well, now I have a question for you." He said, "What's that?" I said, "Well, I've been doing this for a long time. When they